The second half of Dailies today, sponsored by MTN. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. I'm here with Jimi Disu this morning.
Good morning, Wemimo. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm ready for the cruise Friday.
Yes.
We're live on Facebook and YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. You can join us there and leave us your thoughts as well. All right, let's start with this story here that got a lot of people talking earlier this morning. The Punch newspaper reports this story. Lagos Assembly slashes ex-governor's jumbo pensions by 50%.
Well, we thank God for his mercies, the little ones that we get. And what it shows is that when we're against a particular government policy, we didn't hit the streets because of this. We didn't try to, but we were persistent in our criticism of this, what I would call this naughty pension scheme that came up. We thank the House of Assembly for listening to reason. They could very well have stuck their ground and stuck their ground to say that's a pension and that's a pension. What it shows, though, because we've been at it for about four to 5 years at persistent, is that changing things is not going to be an event; it's going to be a marathon, and this applies to almost all government policies or laws or whatever. It's not going to be changed in an event. You're not going to have a ribbon-breaking event. It's going to be a long marathon. And after all this, I felt proud that one contributed, in no small measure, to making sure that the pension law was abrogated, or at least was reconstituted. Now, we need to identify who started all this in the first place and punish such persons politically. Yes. The persons who put us through this trauma, we need to punish them politically, set an example. Because it was the most irresponsible pension that I've ever seen. And I am glad to say that one of the governors has come out to say one of the former governors says he didn't ascribe to it and he didn't apply for any of this pension. And that's
but he didn't return the money.
No, he didn't. He didn't even take it, Fashola.
He didn't take it.
He didn't. No, on point of principle.
He
didn't. His predecessor hasn't told us if he did. I mean, how could you have a pension that has, amongst other things, you're going to build a house for a former governor in Lagos and Abuja? We need to punish those who put us through this trauma politically. I'm not saying go to their houses or no. But we need to punish them politically to make sure to set an example. Because one of the biggest problems we've had in our own environment is we don't punish people for misdemeanors. We give them what you would call a soft landing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we need to, next step in all this is whoever it is that put forward that bill and the speaker who passed it, all those, we need to punish them politically.
I mean, this is not peculiar to Lagos. There are several other states that run this kind of pension scheme.
But of course, okay.
Do you think the same thing should apply?
It should apply nationwide. It should apply nationwide. I think it was in Akwa Ibom that they set aside about 10 million for the governor's health, when all you needed to do was to take a very comprehensive insurance policy and pay the premium.
Yeah.
I mean, you just fritter our resources away.
And then, some questions raised earlier on the show today. Why are these governors not on the regular contributory pension? Already they are paid a lot of money as salaries. Why are they not on the usual, normal contributory pension scheme like every other person is?
My suggestion is that let's sit down. The Assembly has to go further. Okay, governors should just have a one-off look. After you've been governor for you've just served for maximum 8 years, really. And if we're going to look at it in practical terms, a man who serves as governor even for 1 month cannot go for. But let's leave that argument. I see the way you're looking at me.
Oh, deep gone.
You're looking at me like Kinima is so okay. No, but let's we know what we know. Let's leave that. But in reality, why don't we have a one-off payment? A thank you envelope that says this is what it is and bye-bye. Okay, all this idea of still buying
the idea of a gratuity.
Yes, have a one-time gratuity that says that, look, this is what it is that can help you continue with your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or we get, like you said, contributory pension. If that must happen, we get the pension companies to come up with, or the pension, whatever it is, to come up with something robust that would help them in the afterlife.
No, I'm not particularly saying anything robust. I'm saying something like the
No, he has
normal person has.
No, he has to look. If a man has worked for 8 years, if you go contributory pension at the end of 8 years, he's not going to get much. So let's be honest with that. Let's be honest about that. And the whole idea, Wemimo, the whole idea is to have a pension that supposedly would stop them from putting their hands in the cookie jar. But
Oh, funny.
we are talking of principle now. We are not talking of reality. But part of the reality is that on the one hand, you put such a large amount at the disposal of a governor called security vote, even if it doesn't touch all other.
Yeah.
You understand? Even if it doesn't take any thank you.
The security vote.
The security votes. I don't.
Unaccounted for.
I got Fola Warren to the studio about 2-3 years ago to explain it to me. At the end of the day, I'm not a government person. I didn't understand. Fola tried to explain it to me. Maybe I should bring him back again.
I think it's a good idea.
Explain, yes, Fola Warren. Yes, see if we can bring him back.
That would be a good idea.
If he's listening, I'd love to have him next week to tell us again what the security vote about. Because what is all about. Because what I feel is that security vote means that the money, old drone be gone. The governor just grabs it at will.
And does whatever.
That's it.
But really,
but I've seen. Look, if you've moved around with some of these people, you'll be disgusted about the way the kind of governance that we run. Ideally, a governor should not have access to any funds
directly.
He shouldn't. Give me two there. I give chief form. This thing shouldn't happen. This is government money.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's the same people that benefit from these things that we expect to change them.
Do you think we should look for the person who originated the idea of the security vote too, and like you suggested, punish them politically?
You go way back. Security vote didn't start now.
Yeah.
I don't know how you find them.
You
probably go all the way back to 1967.
And hoping that the person is still around.
If you can't punish him, you can punish his children.
That's unfair.
That's a joke. But I'm happy that reason has prevailed, and it's been sliced down. Congratulations to.
It's not fully done. No. That they just considered the report.
Well, it's a step. Sometimes you have to urge people on.
Yes.
You have to urge them on, and we are going to get a reduction. We are going to get a slash. Thank God. Why don't we have a nationwide,
agreed sum?
Yes. I don't know.
I'm not even sure the governors across the different states are paid the same amount. So
no, they are not.
So maybe we can agree on a percentage.
Maybe now in Lagos State, how many governors have we had? We've had Tinubu, we've had Fashola, we've had
Jakonde.
No.
He's also part under this
scheme.
Yes.
Really. Okay, but Baba's gone. Okay, Jakonde, we've had.
And I'm not sure if he's okay.
You're not sure if what now?
No, continue.
Okay, so we've had Jakonde, we've had Papa Tedola, we've had Tinubu, we've had Fashola, we've had Ambode, and now we have this gentleman here. So he's out of it because it's not. It would be nice for everybody to stand up and see what he has taken or has not taken. Fashola said clearly that he had nothing to do with it. And I'm proud of him.
Yeah, I am too, on moral grounds.
On moral grounds. I'm not surprised.
But someone said this today, even if he had collected it, it would have been legal.
I don't think Alhaji Jakonde collected.
Yes. It would be nice to know.
I don't think Otedola he's been gone, so he couldn't have. But I'm not too sure that Alhaji Jakonde collected. I'm not too sure. But I'm proud of the one who said, and we should honor such people.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we punish those who put us through this trauma, those who stood up to be counted, we should honor them.
Yeah, I agree. Let's jog on because of time and talk about COVID-19. Lagos gets 600,000 Moderna vaccine doses. Cross River gets 105,570. I was at the FMC, Ebutemeta, just some days ago, and I saw some elderly women who had come there looking for the vaccine. So I think if they go back now, they should be able to access it.
The moral of this story, really, after all the touristy inside, is that be on the lookout. 600,000 vaccines are going to be available. Make sure you position yourself and be ready to be amongst one of those who will take this vaccine.
It's first come, first serve.
Whatever it is, man, no man. Let's be adults.
Yeah.
The children are in school, so let's talk to ourselves one on one.
They're on holiday.
Man, no man. They're on holiday. Why did you bust my
Just
bubble?
so you know.
Why did you bust my bubble? Why did you bust my bubble? Anyway,
But that's the truth, though.
Anyway, for my brothers and sisters out there, including Philip, who keeps saying that you don't want to take the, I feel so sorry for you. I feel it is to be honest with you. I'm not going to be insulting, but I'm going to say it's just ignorance. It's just being ignorant, and there is nothing to fear. I would rather die of the vaccine than die of COVID. If you have seen, I keep telling people, go to YouTube. I dare you, go to YouTube and type COVID victims and see what happens to them.
Yeah.
You won't need to be told twice. So as soon as the opportunity comes, I know it's not a significant number, but try and make sure you're one of these 600,000 recipients.
And we must also tell you, it's been said over and over again, if you got another type of vaccine as first dose,
don't mix.
Don't go and get this one as second dose.
So this one that we have is the Moderna. The first one that they got was
AstraZeneca.
So how do you get...
So and there's been Pfizer. Some people got Pfizer. Some got AstraZeneca.
But please also don't say that this is 100,000. I have an opportunity to get now. Let me take the 2. Don't do that though.
Please.
There should be a cap.
Please take it easy.
So don't say that. Let me go and meet Wemimo in Obalende today.
And go for the second
and
one.
Go for the second one. Jimi, Disu, and approve.
I beg. Please don't do that. And that's true. Man.
You see, because part of the dilemma is that by the time we get through getting the first dose of this Moderna, this 100,000 go finish.
That's it.
So if the next one that comes is AstraZeneca or honey.
Oh, how?
But
no, but
Philip is happy.
So the people are just around in hopes that after this one we'll get some more Moderna. Because if you get Moderna, you have to get Moderna second dose.
No, but what it also does is that it shows that I saw there's a story there about developing countries waiting for
handouts.
We should. It is shameful. A oil producing country.
Yeah.
Even as we speak now, your doctors are on strike. We don't place a premium on health. You don't have a concrete plan.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Look at what this dilemma has produced now. This 600,000 will be gone in 4 days.
Absolutely.
So if you take the first shot, you're not sure that is the Moderna vaccine that will come maybe in about 2-3 months
when you need
the second dose. So,
you're right. That's a big
Okay,
worry.
so are you better off? I wish somebody would tell me so that by 9 o'clock I can actually advise.
Ask me. Maybe I know.
Doctor now.
I've read quite a lot.
There are two reasons why I will not ask you. I'm not sure of your university education. Yes, you didn't go to university.
What? I will off your mic.
You can't off my mic.
More of it.
I don't have a money. There's this bit between myself and her about Ife and Unilag. But no, the question I was going to the question I was going to ask is that if you actually do take the first one, so what then? Are you better off not taking at all than taking one and not taking the second dose?
I believe so. With what I've studied, I think that it's better if you've not, because so what happens is when you take the first dose, you're some percentage secure, quote unquote. So let's say you're 67%.
So the second
secure.
one is just
The second one is a booster. So, but we've not been told exactly what complications would arise if you take different vaccines. But it's been advised that you don't take different vaccines.
Well, I'm going to use this opportunity. I know Dr. Ayeni will be listening. He should do some study. I'm going to call him at 9 to explain these things to us. He's a regular listener of this program.
It will be really nice.
Yes, I'm going to call him so that he can advise us. He can advise us on how to take a decision on this. Whether he should at least take the first. Look, whatever a doctor says, I'll take the first dose.
Yeah, at least take the first dose. That's greatly advised. At least it gives you some over 50%.
And ironically, in other countries, some developed countries, they're looking at a third dose.
Yeah.
A booster, what they call a booster dose.
And there have also been studies. I saw a study that said you possibly would need an annual.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like the flu jab now. You need annually. Do they do flu jabs? Yeah, I don't think.
No, we don't. We don't do flu jabs. We only have Qatar here. We don't have flu.
What is it? You have flu now.
Let me take some comments on Facebook. I don't know why it's not loading from here. Festus Ose Okundi, I go still off that mic one more time. If the ex-governor had retired from civil service, will he still be entitled? They should stop it totally. Kayode, with this vaccine that Lagos State turned to APC affairs in some local government. Really?
I mean, it goes without saying. It goes without saying, but I think whatever it takes, go get that vaccine.
Just try.
Going to sleep at the ward chairman's or whatever it is. This is not a time to moralize. This is a time for you to get that vaccine. Just get it to preserve yourself.
Babalola Larewaju says he has collected his 3rd dose. I'm going back to take my 4th dose next week. I'm not in Nigeria.
That's a prankster.
He says he's not in Nigeria.
But even at that, nobody's giving a fourth dose. Where is he speaking from?
Can you tell me where this is from? Is the vaccine free? Yes, it is free. Oh, you say you are in the UAE. 4th dose?
Adewuni, he means he went on his own. You don't. Look, I haven't heard of a 4th dose.
Are you sure?
Are you going to be getting this thing every month?
Please don't overdo it. But I really don't know if the 4th dose is allowed, in this country or whatever. But I'm not sure. I've heard of the 4th dose.
Have you heard worldwide of a 4th dose?
No, I haven't. Can we see this Philip's face? Are you always talking about? Leave him.
Run out of the studio.
Peter,
anytime you talk about whatever, he just runs out of the studio. We are going to grab
Jimi Yatolagbe says it doesn't mean that after taking the vaccine you won't contact COVID. Yes, you can still contact COVID. You can still transmit COVID, but you won't die from COVID. You won't be extremely sick.
Extremely sick, yes.
You won't be extremely sick from COVID. I think that's the biggest problem people have had with the vaccine. The idea that, if I even have the vaccine, I can still have the virus. I can still transmit it.
They don't understand. I mean, I know somebody very, very close to me who was vaccinated and still had COVID. But believe you me, the person didn't even know that she had COVID.
It was a walk in the park.
She didn't even know. She went to test COVID for travel and then tested positive. She had no signs at all. They call them asymptomatic. Yeah. The whole idea of the vaccination, to the best of my knowledge, is that what it stops you from having, if you have underlying whatever, it stops it from crashing into that. That's the best
from getting seriously sick or dying from
and nobody wants to die.
And I think that in years they would improve on the vaccine.
Hopefully they'll knock out the thing itself after a while.
I hope so.
But it will take some time.
I hope so.
Nobody wants to die. Do you want to go to heaven?
The next story. I know where this is going. It's only unique people that used to behave like this.
No, I will off your mic now.
I got you.
Oh, dear.
Let's see this one from the Punch today. Conduct mental tests for new police, army, and other recruits, says NSAS chair. This is the chairman of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry against police brutality, human rights violation, and extrajudicial killings in Osun State. Justice Akin Oladimeji is asking that mental tests be conducted.
When I saw this, I had a very good laugh this morning, and I said to myself, I think everybody who takes public office in this country needs to go through some kind of mental test, because some of the things that you see in terms of policy and whatever and government action, you ask yourself if something has not gone wrong. I think medical, including physical and mental, should be applied before you take up public office. We shouldn't run away from it. Since we don't have that, we don't have good medical records that would indicate, because look, if you have mental challenges, you would have been in the system. You don't need somebody to come and tell you that. It's that you would have known. So I think that generally, yes, we do need a mental test for police, army, because they carry guns. Yeah. But sometimes what this government action itself is worse, the resultant effect is worse than what you get from police and army who carry guns. So seriously, we need to, especially those who will lead us, governors, this and that, president, to do proper physical and mental tests.
And I don't think this is a negative. We need to demystify mental
health. It's
not
a negative.
Sometimes your mental health is not just good enough to be there, and you need to know.
And we get so sensitive about any form of the governor has. You don't want to admit the governor has a headache. You don't want to admit the governor is tired. You don't want to admit he's ill.
You're not robots. Even robots, they need maintenance.
So yes, sir, what's his name now?
Justice
Everybody, including judges.
Ouch. Okay. That's right, though. That's right. Including judges, because they also play a very important role.
Including journalists too. Just so that I can.
We can just go home now. But agreed. I think anyone that wins any form of power.
You see, because of stigmatization, really, there's so many people with mental health challenges. Now remember that mental health is not weary. It's not mad. No, people suffer from severe depression, anxiety, all kinds of things.
That can affect your day-to-day work. And when I spoke with the doctor, I did a report on this about last month, especially from COVID and the lockdown and people now working from home. We have more cases of mental illness. Yeah. And according to her, the sweetest part for me is that mental illness, depression, and so on can be treated with as low as 5,000 naira. Yeah. So you don't have to suffer.
It's just like I can't say what the medication is. Well, less than 5,000.
So please just go to a hospital if you feel disturbed. Let them check you out.
For some, it's just that simple yellow tablet. You pop it up in the morning,
and you're good. Set to go. And you're good. So let's demystify this thing and get it on. There's an editorial here in the Punch. Debt is sinking the economy. I think this goes without saying, right?
It goes without saying. We've been talking about this, and because we don't have time, let me just read the last paragraph where it says that Buhari's economic policies need to move from its current primitive and retrogressive mode to become scientific and strategic. The National Assembly should exercise greatest rigor in scrutinizing and approving foreign loan requests from the executive, rubber stamping loans as the Senate President Ahmed Lawan and House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila favor, without insisting on details, accountability and caution, is a gross dereliction of its critical constitutional role. Together, the two arms of government should pull Nigeria back from the brink of disaster. I also challenged the younger people to stand up to the adults politely and in a non-violent manner and say to them, you're taking all these loans. What is the master plan to pay back 10 years from now when you would have gone? You would enjoy the loan in whatever manner. But we are the ones who are going to pay back. The youth should, challenge this generation to say to them, what are you piling up for us to come and meet when it's our own turn to run this country? What are the parameters that you have seen that make you think that you'll be in a position to pay back these loans? They should take their minds off tweeting and all this social media, whatever, TikToks and so on and so forth. And these are the issues that the youth should engage the older ones in a nice and polite manner.
You can engage them via TikTok, No,
what I meant is, wasting time, dancing and
no, but it's okay to dance.
And watching and spending 24 hours watching people in the bedroom and prancing around the house. I don't know. We need to get more engaged. Let's take our minds off trivialities. Nigeria is facing a terrible crisis. Yeah. And what is looking ahead for your generation, it doesn't look too good. What we can see. All this is sweet to take all these monies now and call them infrastructural this and that. But what about payback? By payback time, there'll be very little money left if you're not careful for you to run government. Only God knows what it will be like then. So I challenge them. It's now time for you to engage the older ones in a nice, polite, to say to them, we just want to know. We just demand. All this setup, all these people now, gather some views and let them demand and say, look, how are we going to pay back this debt? It's a legitimate question.
It is.
Don't sleep on it.
It is.
It's a legitimate question.
Let's take a final one. I hope we're able to do this in 1 minute. The Vanguard has this one. Justice for Jumoke Oyeleke's family.
Yes. Jumoke Oyeleke now is the lady who was hit by a bullet. And the Vanguard says that, the police had said that she was stabbed. And the Vanguard says that now that the report says that it was some kind of bullet that pierced, the poor lady, the least the police can do is to get the bullet, get forensic analysis done, and know whether it's a police bullet or some other kind of
That's
bullet.
The least too.
That's the least we can do. Then they also say that, let me read this. They say, we call on the Lagos State government to accommodate the Oyeleke family in the usual humanitarian gesture and offer them some succor for the irreparable loss. The Oyeleke family should also strongly consider pursuing the cause of justice for their departed daughter, that's the family of Oyeleke, to ensure that the killer is brought to justice. The police have demonstrated bias and should not be left to handle it alone. I believe whoever fired that shot should be held responsible. I believe so very strongly.
Thank you very much, guys. We need to go. Thank you for engaging. YouTube is on fire. Facebook is on fire. Thank you all. I can't go through all of your comments.
Wow, what's happening?
Upogo. I need to go because I have bills to pay. But Jimi is back at 9. Engage with him then on Daily Digest. Hopefully, we get the doctor to also join and tell you more about COVID. We're out on a break. Hot Takes is up next. Jimi, say thank you.
Okay, see you.
All right.
And now they don't break the padlock, come out. Open big gate, make you feel join empty.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria